My name is Arya, I'm 34, and a single phone call turned my world upside down. It was my cousin Rachel, someone I'd always been close to, despite the distance between me and most of my family. "Arya, I had a strange feeling last night," she said, her voice heavy with concern. "I think you should try to reconnect with your parents. It's been so long and family day is coming up. Maybe it's time to heal old wounds." I hesitated. Rachel knew why I'd stopped talking to my parents and siblings 8 years ago. The rift was deep, but her words stirred something in me. For her sake, I agreed to consider it. Family Day, a holiday celebrating togetherness, seemed like a chance to test the waters. But to understand why this was such a big deal, I need to take you back to the beginning. 8 years ago, I was 26, fresh out of university with a degree in financial analytics. I'd landed a job at a promising tech firm and was renting a modest studio apartment, working hard to carve out a future. Then my grandfather passed away. He was my mom's dad, a kind man who'd always encouraged me. When his will was read, it revealed he'd left his countryside estate to his 2 daughters, my mom and her sister, who sold it and split the proceeds. More significantly, he left $75,000 to each of his 5 grandchildren. Me, my older brother Liam, my older sister Chloe, and my 2 cousins. The money felt like a lifeline, a chance to build something for myself. But a week after the will was read, my mom called. "Arya, we're having a family dinner tonight. Be here." Her tone was sharp, and I should have sensed trouble. When I arrived at my parents' suburban home, Liam and Chloe were already there, their expressions grim. "Sit down, Arya," my dad said, folding his arms. "We need to talk about something important." Chloe spoke next, her voice cold. "I'm planning my dream wedding, but it's going to cost a lot. We think you should contribute your inheritance to help make it happen." I blinked, stunned. "You want my $75,000? The money Grandpa left me? It's for the family," Mom said, as if it were obvious. "Chloe deserves a perfect day." But Liam got $75,000 too, and so did our cousins. "Why am I the only one being asked to give it up?" "Because Chloe's wedding is a priority," Dad snapped. "Don't be so selfish." Liam chimed in. "You're just starting out, Arya. You don't need that money right now." I stood, shaking with anger. "No, that money is for my future. I'm not giving it away." Chloe's eyes narrowed. "If you don't help, you're not welcome at my wedding." "Fine," I shot back. "I'm not going to be bullied into this." That's when my mom stood up, her voice icy. "If you're going to be this ungrateful, you're no longer part of this family. Get out." I was floored. I'd always felt like the odd one out, but this was a new low. "You're serious?" "Leave," my dad said, pointing to the door. "Don't come back until you're ready to put family first." I walked out, heart pounding, and that was it. They cut me off completely. No calls, no texts, no apologies. I sent a few messages over the months, birthday wishes, holiday greetings, but got nothing back. Eventually, I stopped trying. Instead, I focused on my future. I took my $75,000 and invested it in a renewable energy startup I'd researched thoroughly. It was a risk, but it paid off. 6 years later, when the company went public, my investment was worth $3 million. I didn't stop there. I reinvested in a biotech firm working on cutting-edge therapies. By the time I was 34, my net worth had climbed to $12 million, all while I climbed the ranks at my tech firm. My family? They had no clue. They'd erased me from their lives, so they missed every milestone. Back to Rachel's call. Family Day was approaching, and I decided to make one last attempt at reconciliation. I bought a custom gift basket filled with my mom's favorite teas and pastries, then drove to my childhood home, a place I hadn't seen in years. My heart raced as I knocked on the door. My mom opened it, her face shifting from surprise to irritation. "What are you doing here, Arya?" "Happy Family Day," I said, holding out the basket. "I thought maybe we could talk." She didn't touch the gift. Behind her, I saw my dad, Liam, Chloe, and her husband with their toddler, a nephew I'd never met. "Can I come in?" I asked, taking a step forward. "No," my mom said, blocking the doorway. "You're not wanted here, leave." The door slammed shut. I stood there, gift in hand, feeling like a fool. I'd hoped time might have softened them, but nothing had changed. I drove home, called Rachel, and told her what happened. "Oh, Arya, I'm so sorry," she said. "If they're going to act like that, maybe it's time to let them go." She was right. That rejection was the push I needed to stop chasing a family that didn't want me. Instead, I decided to invest in myself. I'd been living in a rented condo, nice but temporary. With $12 million in the bank, it was time to own something permanent. I contacted a realtor and described my dream. A 4-bedroom home with a spacious garden and a rooftop deck. After touring several properties, I found the one. A sleek modern house in a vibrant neighborhood, with a gourmet kitchen, a cozy fireplace, and a rooftop perfect for stargazing. It was listed for $1.2 million, and I paid cash. The deal closed in weeks, and I was officially a homeowner. Moving in felt like a fresh start. I filled the house with furniture I'd been collecting, turning it into a space that screamed me. I called Rachel to share the news. Arya, that's amazing, she said. I'm coming to see it. Can I bring some cousins? Of course, I said, but please don't invite my parents Liam or Chloe. I planned a housewarming party 3 months after that disastrous family day visit. I invited work friends, old college pals, and Rachel's chosen relatives. The house buzzed with laughter and music, the rooftop deck glowing under string lights. My cousins, Ethan and Lily, couldn't believe their eyes. Arya, this place is unreal, Ethan said. How did you pull this off? Hard work and smart investments, I replied with a smile. Lily pulled me aside. I need to ask, your parents told us you were a mess, that you'd blown all your money on bad habits. Is that true? I nearly laughed. Do I look like a mess to you? They made that up to explain why we don't talk. The truth is, they disowned me over money. I kept it vague, not wanting to dredge up the past at my own party. The night was perfect, until a sharp knock interrupted. I opened the door to find my parents, Liam and Chloe, their faces twisted with anger. What is this? My mom demanded, barging in. You're throwing a party and didn't invite us. You didn't invite me into your home on family day, I said calmly. You told me I wasn't wanted. My dad's eyes scanned the house. How did you afford this? You've been hiding wealth from us. That's none of your concern, I said. Please leave. My mom turned to my cousins, who were watching awkwardly. Talk some sense into her, she said. Arya abandoned us for no reason. Ethan and Lily stayed silent, clearly uncomfortable. I'm asking you to leave, I said louder. If you don't, I'm calling the police. They stormed out, and I turned to my guests with a grin. Sorry for the drama, folks. Let's keep the party going. The mood lightened, but I could tell my cousins had questions. I brushed them off, focusing on the joy of the night. Later, alone in my quiet house, I reflected. My parents had spread lies about me, painting me as a failure to justify their rejection. But the moment they saw my success, they wanted a piece of it. It was never about love. It was about control and money. The calls started the next day. Voicemails from my mom. Arya, we know you're a big-shot investor. You owe us. Chloe texted. My family's struggling with bills. You should help. Liam wrote. I need cash for a new business venture. I blocked them all without replying. Rachel called a week later. Your parents are hounding me to get you to talk, she said. I told them they lost their chance when they shut you out. Thanks, Rachel, I said. They're only after my money. You don't owe them a thing, Arya. You've built something incredible. But they didn't stop. A month later, I found my parents' car outside my house. Arya, we're family, my mom said, her voice syrupy. Let's work this out. We stopped being family when you disowned me for not giving Chloe my inheritance, I said. You're only here because you heard I'm successful. My dad tried to play it off. That was years ago. We didn't mean it. You meant every word, I said. Leave or I'm calling the police. They left, but the harassment continued. They showed up at my office, cornering me in the parking lot. We're sorry, Chloe said, tears in her eyes. I'm drowning in debt. Please help. You ignored me for 8 years, I said. You spread lies about me. And now you want my money? I'm done. I threatened a restraining order, and that finally stopped them. The ordeal left me shaken, but I bounced back. My life was thriving. My portfolio grew to $18 million, my career soared, and I'd started dating Noah, a graphic designer who supported me through the chaos. You don't owe them anything, Noah said when I told him the story. They chose money over you. You're allowed to choose yourself now. He was right. I started hosting regular gatherings at my house, barbecues, game nights, holiday parties. Rachel and my cousins became my true family, filling my home with warmth. At one barbecue, Ethan asked, "What really happened with your parents? Their story about you doesn't add up." I told them the truth. The inheritance fight, the disownment, the lies. They kicked me out because I wouldn't give up my future, I said. Now they want back in because I succeeded without them. That's awful, Lily said. You're better off without them. And I was. 3 years later, my life was everything I'd dreamed. My portfolio hit $20 million, Noah and I got engaged, and my home became a haven for real connections. Rachel gave me an update. My parents were fine financially, just greedy for a share of my success. I felt no guilt cutting them off. They'd made their choice, and I'd made mine. A life built on my terms, surrounded by people who valued me for me, not my bank account.